It all started with a letter taped to my front door. The HOA claimed my 10-year-old sedan was an eyesore and degrading property values. They threatened daily fines if I didn't remove it from my driveway. My car ran fine and I used it every day, but according to the HOA, it wasn't aesthetically pleasing. I laughed at first, thinking it was a bad joke. But when the next letter arrived, this one marked final warning, I realized they were serious. That night, I sat on my porch, staring at my car, plotting my next move. I decided I wouldn't give in. If they wanted to bully me, I'd give them something to actually complain about. I scrolled through local listings and found it. A monster truck for sale. It wasn't just big, it was enormous. It's oversized tires, lifted frame, custom paint job, and louder than a jet on takeoff. The seller even warned me it wasn't exactly neighborhood friendly. That made it perfect. I handed over the cash and arranged delivery. By the weekend, the HOA would have something far more dramatic than my old sedan to deal with. The morning the truck arrived, neighbors gathered in disbelief. The delivery driver rumbled it down the street, shaking windows as it passed. Kids cheered, dogs barked, and I swear I saw the HOA president's face turn pale as the truck pulled up. It barely fit in front of my house, towering over every other car. The best part? It was street legal, registered, insured, and parked perfectly within regulations. The HOA's rules couldn't touch it. I folded my arms and admired my new ride, waiting for the fallout. Within an hour, the HOA president stormed down the sidewalk, clutching papers. I knew it was another violation notice. But this time, he had no case. The monster truck was pristine, spotless, and fully compliant with the rules. No oil stains, no expired tags, no improper parking, just massive. Neighbors laughed as he sputtered and waved his clipboard. The truck wasn't violating any bylaws and he knew it. Still, he vowed to take further action. I simply went inside, leaving the truck proudly displayed on the curb, right where everyone, including him, could see it. The HOA called an emergency board meeting. I wasn't invited, but word spread quickly. They debated late into the night, trying to find a loophole. Meanwhile, my monster truck became a local attraction. Families walked by to take pictures, kids begged for rides, and even delivery drivers slowed down to stare. The HOA's plan had backfired spectacularly. Instead of lowering property values, the truck was bringing in attention, energy, and even business. My driveway had become the neighborhood's most visited spot. I couldn't have planned it better. Desperate, the HOA began circulating petitions to ban oversized vehicles. But neighbors weren't signing. Many thought the truck was hilarious. Some even enjoyed how it shook up the rigid control the HOA tried to enforce. Others admitted they were tired of the endless nitpicking and petty fines. My truck had become a symbol of rebellion against the board. Every time the HOA president passed by, the crowd of neighbors seemed to grow larger, snapping photos and laughing as his blood pressure visibly rose. Finally, the HOA issued one last letter, dripping with frustration. They claimed the truck threatened community harmony and demanded I remove it. I read the letter carefully, then noticed the fatal flaw. They still couldn't cite a single bylaw I had broken. I had followed every rule to the letter and they knew it. I framed the letter and hung it in my living room as a trophy. The monster truck stayed parked exactly where it was, directly across from the HOA president's window. Weeks later, the HOA stopped sending letters. The president avoided eye contact whenever he passed by. My old sedan sat quietly in the garage untouched, while the monster truck remained the neighborhood's star attraction. The HOA had wanted me to maintain aesthetic standards. Instead, they got the biggest, loudest, most unforgettable vehicle in town, legally parked right under their noses. I hadn't just one eye had turned their own rules against them. And every morning when I heard the truck's engine roar to life, I smiled, knowing the HOA had brought this on themselves.